Monarchs have historically had the freedom to sell their lands however they see fit. However, the great powers stepped in and prevented the sale of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg to France in 1867, when King William III of the Netherlands attempted to do so. Thus, until 1890, the Dutch royal family would control the Grand Duchy. Why then were the Dutch prohibited from selling their own land? During the 1860s, Emperor Napoleon III desired to expand his empire since France was in a state of expansion. In order to solidify France's position as one of Europe's major powers and to counter the growth of Prussia next door. But he had few choices. Due to Napoleon's close ties to the Pope, expansion into Spain was prohibited. Because the Pope wanted Spain stabilized, not invaded, and this was crucial to his reputation as the defender of Catholicism. Additionally, France had recently received these territories from the soon-to-be Italy, so keeping them on board served as a good deterrent against Austria, which only left these northern lands. The Prussians were concerned about French participation on Austria's side, and tensions were growing between Austria and Prussia over control of the German portions of Europe. Napoleon therefore saw an opening and extended an offer to Otto von Bismarck, the Minister of Prussia, in 1865. "I won't invade to aid the Austrians if you give me any land." Surprisingly, Bismarck supported France acquiring more of Belgium and Luxembourg, but refused to cede anything Prussia owned. He even went so far as to propose an alliance in which Prussia would support Britain in the event that Britain declared war to preserve Belgium's neutrality. Napoleon also negotiated the peace when Prussia overthrew Austria in 1866. Which saw the German Confederation dissolve and the North German Confederation take its place. The French Emperor then made an offer to purchase Luxembourg to King William III of the Netherlands. And William agreed because he had no money at all. The Prussian people were incensed upon hearing this information and called on Bismarck to step in. He thus threatened war and objected to the transaction. Seeing this as a betrayal, the French threatened war and demanded the withdrawal of Prussian troops in Luxembourg, who were there to defend the now-dead German Confederation. Britain, which viewed Belgium, Luxembourg, and this city called Limburg as essential to preserving the balance of power between Paris and Berlin, was extremely concerned about this. They threatened war because this was Europe in the 19th century and insisted that they all maintain their neutrality. The Russians stepped in and asked for an international summit to stop the war because there were so many threats circulating. Many proposals were proposed at this conference. The Austrians proposed that France be compensated with these regions in exchange for Belgium receiving Luxembourg. By the way, nothing for the Netherlands. For Britain, this was a huge no-no because they thought Napoleon would quickly devour Belgium if he had a taste of it. Napoleon thought that these provinces would rebel, but France wanted everything and didn't think that Berlin would go to war because Berlin had only recently annexed them. Although Prussia was unwilling to cede Luxembourg, it was prepared to cede southern Belgium to France in exchange for Limburg. The Dutch wanted the entire situation to end since they were now only concerned about war. The British, who viewed Europe as being the source of all their problems, simply wanted everyone to return home. Ultimately, Russia provided the answer. It was also decided that Prussian forces would shortly depart Luxembourg Fortress, which would subsequently be dismantled, and that the Dutch king would be compelled to retain Luxembourg. But Luxembourg itself would continue to be a member of the German Customs Union, or Zollverein. The major nations would also concur that Luxembourg would remain neutral indefinitely. Prussia accepted these conditions because 1. France received little. 2. It did not consider the neutrality guarantee to be enforceable. And 3. It would have been impossible to wage war at that time. Napoleon III consented as Prussia lost a crucial stronghold and a path for an invasion of France in exchange for simply asking. Thus, everyone was fortunate that war was avoided for 3 years in total.